In this session, we will discuss the weekly homework related to topic empirical and molecular formula. So, the first question: determine the empirical formula for compound which is having 48% carbon is there, 4% hydrogen, and 48% oxygen. So, when we are finding the empirical formula, we follow the steps. The three steps which we follow. So, the compound we have carbon, we have hydrogen, and we have oxygen. It contains 48% carbon, it contains 4% hydrogen, and it contains 48% oxygen. So step 1, it is divided by atomic mass. So we'll divide by atomic mass the percentage or the mass which is given by atomic mass of the element. So in this case, carbon is 12, hydrogen is 1, and oxygen is 16. So 48 divided by 12, that's equal to 4. 4 divided by 1, that's equal to 4. And 48 divided by 16, that is equals to 3. Then step 2, we will divide by the smallest value in the combination. So the smallest value in the combination is 3. So we'll divide each value by 3. So 4 divided by 3, that is 1.33. 4 divided by 3, that's 1.33. Continue recurring decimal. And 3 divided by 3, that's equal to 1. Then what is step 3? Step 3, we want to represent all these numbers in a whole number, or the simplest ratio should be there in a whole number. So whenever one of the values is 1.33, so what we do, we multiply all of them by 3. So when we multiply this by 3, it will be like 3.99 or 4. This will be 4 and this will be 3. So this compound contains 4 carbon, empirical formula. It contains 4 carbon, it contains 4 hydrogen, and it contains 3 oxygen. So that is the answer. So question 1 we did. Then randomly I will discuss this, not all the question, because the same pattern, same way you have to solve. So next is question 3 I will discuss. So in question 3, determine the empirical formula for compound which is having a composition 24% carbon is there, 7% hydrogen, 38% fluorine, and 31% phosphorus. So we have carbon, the elements which are present, we have hydrogen, fluorine is there, and phosphorus. The percentage of the carbon, that is 24%, percentage of hydrogen, that's 7, percentage of fluorine, that is 38, and phosphorus is 31. So step 1 is when we are finding the empirical formula. So step number 1, that is divide by relative atomic mass. So when we divide by relative atomic mass, the carbon is 12. We'll use the periodic table. Hydrogen is 1, fluorine is 19, and phosphorus is 31. So when we divide 24 divided by 12, that's 2. 7 divided by 1, that is 7. 38 divided by 19, that's 2. And 31 divided by 1, that is 1. Then what is step 2? Step number 2, we divide by the smallest value. So smallest value is 1. So if I divide all these numbers by 1, it will not make difference to the answer. So the final answer will be 2, 7, 2, and 1. So this compound contains 2 carbon, it contains 7 hydrogen, it contains 2 fluorine, and it contains 1 phosphorus. This one, because we don't have to write, if we write P, that is also correct. Then question 5. In question 5, it's a bit different compared to other questions, because in question 5, instead of giving the mass of carbon and hydrogen, as they mentioned, that this compound so as I mentioned here, we have 100 milligram sample of a compound which contain carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So there is carbon, there is hydrogen, there is oxygen. But when it burned, combustion or burning result in 176 milligram of carbon dioxide and 36 milligram of water. So determine the empirical formula. But to determine the empirical formula, either we should have a percentage or mass of these elements. But we don't have anything. We don't have percentage or mass of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So how we can work out the mass of carbon and the mass of hydrogen from the carbon dioxide? So first, how to work out the mass of carbon from carbon dioxide? You can see that carbon dioxide, one molecule of carbon dioxide is having one carbon. And what is the total mass of carbon dioxide? Carbon is 12 plus oxygen is 16 times through, so it will be 32. So 32 plus 12, it will be 44. So it means if we have 44 grams or milligrams of carbon dioxide, it will have 12 gram of carbon. Like, because one molecule of carbon dioxide means that is having a mass of 44 and that contains 12 gram of carbon. So if we have 176 milligrams, then how much carbon will be there? X. So how to get this carbon? We cross multiply, because in one molecule of carbon dioxide there is one carbon atom, or we can say if we have 44 grams of carbon dioxide, it is having 12 gram of carbon. So if we have 176 milligram, then how much carbon will be there? It will be X. So it will be 44X is equals to 12 multiplied by 176, which is equals to 2112, and that is divided by 44. So what is the amount of X? X is equals to 48 milligrams. So how much carbon will be there? 48. Is it clear, the first part, how we worked out the amount of carbon? Anyone having a doubt or a question? Because in the question we are having carbon dioxide, not carbon. But to get the amount of the carbon, we should know, we'll use the amount of carbon dioxide and we work out the amount of carbon. Then we have the water, 36 milligram of water. So when we have water, water is H2O. So if we have one molecule of water, how many hydrogen are there? 2 hydrogen. So one molecule of water contains 2 hydrogen. And what is the mass of one molecule of water? That is 1 multiplied by 2 plus oxygen is 16. So the mass of one molecule of water is 18. So if 18 gram or milligram of water is there, how much hydrogen, or what is the mass of hydrogen? That is 2. Because one hydrogen mass is 1 multiplied by 2, so total mass will be 2. So the ratio of the mass, that if we have 18 milligram or 18 gram of water, it will have 2 milligram or 2 gram of hydrogen. But in the question we have 36 milligram. So how much hydrogen is there? X. Cross multiply. So it will be 18x is equals to 72. 36 multiplied by 2, 72. So 72 divided by 18, that will be 4. So how much hydrogen will be there? We'll have 4 grams of. From where I got to, as you can see, the formula of the water, that if we have one water molecule contains 2 hydrogen. So the total mass of one water molecule is 18. And what is the mass of hydrogen? Mass of one hydrogen atom is 1. Because there are 2 hydrogen atoms, that is why the mass is 2. But for carbon dioxide, one molecule of carbon dioxide only contains 1 carbon atom. So 18 is to 2 is the ratio. So 36 milligram will have X. When we cross multiply, what we get? We'll get 4 Why I wrote 2 here, as you can see, because what we are doing, we are using a water H2O. So in water, how many hydrogen are there? How many hydrogen atoms are there? So when you check in water, it contains 2 hydrogen atoms. One molecule of carbon dioxide contains 1 carbon atom. But what I wrote here, that is a mass. One molecule of carbon dioxide contains 1 carbon atom. But when I wrote the mass of carbon dioxide, the mass of carbon dioxide is 44 and the mass of carbon is 12. So we use the ratio whenever the mass of carbon dioxide is given. How you can work out the mass of carbon. So as you can see, the carbon dioxide CO2 molecule, how many carbon atoms are there? It contains 1 carbon atom. But in terms of mass, what is the total mass of carbon dioxide? Carbon is 12 plus oxygen is 16 multiplied by 2, so 32 plus 12. So if we have 44, the mass of carbon dioxide, the 44 gram, how much carbon will be there? What is the mass of the atom is 1, but the mass is 12. So this is the mass ratio, that 44 grams of carbon dioxide give 12 gram of carbon. But in the question we have 76, as you can see in the question, 176, not 76. So in the question they mentioned 176 milligram of carbon dioxide. So if we have 176 milligram of carbon dioxide, how much carbon will be there, or what is the mass of carbon? So it will be X. So when we cross multiply and find the mass of carbon, so it will 176 into 12 divided by 44. So that was 48. Same way we can use to work out the mass of, how to work out the mass of hydrogen when mass of water is given. So how we can work out one water molecule, which is H2O, how many carbon atoms are there? Because the total molecule of water contains 2 hydrogen atoms. So one molecule of water contains 2 hydrogen atoms. When we take the mass of the water, because hydrogen is 1 multiplied by 2 plus oxygen is 16, so total mass of the water is 18. And what is the total mass of, because water contains 2 hydrogen atoms, one hydrogen atom having a mass of 1, so if 2 hydrogen atoms are there, so the mass will be 2. That's why the mass ratio is 18 is to 2. And in the question, how much water is given to us? In the question we have 36 milligram of water. So if we have 36 milligram of water, how much hydrogen will be there? X, the mass of the water, mass of hydrogen, using the mass of water we worked out. So we cross multiply, 18 multiplied by X, it will be 18X. So this will be 18X is equals to 72, or X is equals to 4. Is it clear how we worked out the mass of hydrogen and carbon in the compound? Is it clear to everyone? So whenever carbon dioxide or water mass is given, this is always the way to work out the mass of hydrogen and carbon in the compound. But in the question they mentioned that this compound contain oxygen as well. So we already worked out the mass of, so they mention the total mass of the compound is 100. We worked out that the mass of carbon was 48, mass of hydrogen is 4. So how much oxygen will be there if the total mass of the compound is 100? So how to know how much oxygen is there? If we subtract the mass of carbon and hydrogen from the total mass of a compound, we can work out how much oxygen is there. So it will be 100 minus 48, which is a mass of carbon, minus 4, which is a mass of hydrogen. So that will be again 48, and this 48 will be the mass of oxygen, because the sum of the mass of hydrogen, carbon and oxygen, the total sum should be 100 milligram as they mentioned. So we worked out the mass of the compound, which is mass of oxygen, which is 48. Now we have the mass of each. So what we can do, we can use the formula, the steps. Step number 1, that we divide by atomic mass. So this will be divided by 12. This will be divided by 1. This will be divided by 16. 48 divided by 12, that's equal to 4. 4 divided by 1, that is 4. And 48 divided by 16, that's equal to 3. Then step 2, that is divide by the smallest value in the combination, which is 3 here. So we divide all of them by 3. So we'll get 1.33, because 4 divided by 3, 1.33, 1.33, and this is 1. Then step 3, we make them in a simplest ratio in a whole number. So if 1.33 is there, we'll multiply all of them by 3. So this will be 3, sorry, this will be 4. 1.33 multiplied by 3, 4, 4 and 3. So the empirical formula of the compound is C4H4 and O3. Is it clear, this example? Abdullah Khan, Heather, Hiba, Nourish, Abdullah Safraz. So the important thing, what you have to know, whenever a question involves the mass of carbon dioxide and mass of hydrogen, this is always the way to work out the mass of carbon. Always the ratio will be 12 is to 44 when you are working out the mass of carbon, and it will be 18 is to 2 when you are working out the mass of hydrogen. In question 7, we have to determine the empirical and molecular formula. So first, for empirical formula, we have carbon in this compound, we have hydrogen, we have iodine, and oxygen is there. The percentages, the carbon is 18%, hydrogen is 2.5%, iodine is 63.5%, and oxygen is 16%. So what we do, to find the empirical formula, the first step is divide by atomic mass. That is always the first step. So for carbon, it is 12, for hydrogen it is 1, and for iodine it is about 126 point or 9 or 127 you can take, and oxygen is 16. So this will be 18 divided by 12, so it will be equal to 1.5. This will be 2.5. this will be 0.5, and this will be 1. Then what is step 2? Step 2, we divide by the smallest value. The step 1 was divide by relative atomic mass. So smallest value in the combination is 0.5. So we divide all of them by 0.5. So this will come out as 3. 1.5 divided by 0.5. This will be 5. This will be 1, and this will be 2. So the empirical formula of the compound, it contains 3 carbon, it contains 5 hydrogen, it contains 1 iodine atom, and it contains 2 oxygen. That is empirical formula. Then if this compound has a molar molecular mass is 400, what is the molecular formula? So to get the molecular formula, the molecular formula is equal to empirical formula multiplied by N. And what about N? N is the molar mass or molecular mass divided by empirical mass. The molar mass is given in the question, that is 400. How to work out the empirical mass? Empirical mass is from empirical formula. So it contains 3 carbon. So it will be 3 multiplied by 12 plus. It contains 5 hydrogen. So it will be 1 multiplied by 5 plus. It contains 1 iodine, which is 127, plus it contains 2 oxygen, so it will be 16 multiplied by 2. So this will be 3 multiplied by 12, 36, 36 plus 5, so 41, 41 plus 127, so it will be 168, and 168 plus 32, so it will be 200. So the empiric molecular mass is 400, where empirical mass is 200, so the value of N is equals to 2. Now molecular formula is empirical formula times N. So molecular formula is equals to empirical formula, which is C3H5IO2 multiplied by N. N means the number. How to find the value of N? So this 2 is multiplied. So this will be C6H10I2 and O4. How to find the value of N? N is molecular mass divided by empirical mass. So as you can see, this compound has a molar mass or molecular mass. So molecular mass is given. And how to work the empirical mass? Empirical mass is from empirical formula. So using a periodic table, as you can see, it contains 3 carbon atoms and mass of each carbon is 12. So it will be 3 multiplied by 12. Plus it contains 5 hydrogen and mass of one hydrogen, each hydrogen is 1, so it will be 1 multiplied by 5. Plus iodine, the mass of one iodine is 127, so 127, plus it contains 2 oxygen, so it will be 16 multiplied by 2, so it will be 32. So when you add all the sum of the masses from empirical formula, what you will get? You will get empirical mass, which is 200. So 400 divided by 200, the value of N is 2. So this empirical formula multiplied by N, you will get the you will get the molecular formula. Is it clear, this question? Anyone having a doubt? So this was the exercise, the weekly homework, which I shared the last week. Questions are interrelated and the answers are also given.